Paul Selvin was the WGA's general counsel for 25 years. As a union lawyer, you don't have much choice but to be a person who speaks truth to power. Economic power that sought to take money from writers' pockets, political power that sought to take freedom from their pens and also, on occasion, their lives. He was a champion of constitutional rights and civil liberties, an example for us all, especially in the era where we now find ourselves with the threats that we all collectively now face. It is a tremendous honor for me personally to present an award bearing his name to the very community whose fight he was so dedicated to. It is even more of an honor to present this year's award bearing his name to RaMell Ross and Jocelyn Barnes, the screenwriters of Nickel Boys. Constitutional rights and civil liberties may be won formally at the ballot box or the courthouse, but that is not where they begin, nor is it how they can be sustained in practice. That, of course, begins with the recognition of the inherent humanity of every single person. The core belief that another's life, their subjectivity, is as valid as important as, is equal to one's own. Whether it's the grandsons of a Polish Holocaust survivor, a teenage Canadian bisexual, an undocumented American in Los Angeles, a trans woman in Texas, a disabled Palestinian, or in the case of the Nickel Boys, Black boys enduring the ongoing terror of systematic white supremacy in the deep south of the United States. The Nickel Boys, the film and the script, is unique in this regard. It is not simply the story of two young men abused by an unjust system. It is several hours living in another life, seeing with another's eyes, experiencing the undying maternal love of a woman like Hattie, as played by Anjanou Ellis-Taylor. Damn right. It is experiencing the hope for the opportunity to be judged on one's own merit, the paralyzing realization of just how rigged the system is against you, and the profound and all-encompassing guilt of survival amidst it. And such is the genius of the execution of that work that it is impossible to see the world solely with your own eyes once you've done so. It is a gift, and one that I hope we all treasure as such. It is my tremendous honor to present the Paul Selvin Award to RaMell Ross and Jocelyn Barnes.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah, if I just talk like this. Bear with me, I know I was just up here. And I'm gonna read something that Jocelyn and I prepared, Jocelyn Barnes, my co-writer, and I, but I do wanna say that it's incredibly meaningful to get these things, especially because we had zero expectation and zero intention of achieving this type of acclaim for the film. We knew that we were like set that if we gave sort of life to the characters, if we made the camera in Oregon, if we shot from their perspectives, because it's based on a true story, like that was enough. So our only goal was to finish the film. Because if we finished the film, it would be a place where people could go to and see a slightly alternative way to explore, what it means to be in an oppressive system. So, thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Franklin Leonard also has been a bit of a mentor from afar, so that he's given me this award, and I'm sure wrote that speech and spoke so eloquently. Really appreciate it, Franklin. Yeah, thank you. All right, good 3 minutes, and you guys will be done with me. Thank you to the Writers Guild of America and to all our fellow members. My co-writer, Jocelyn Barnes, and I feel greatly honored to receive the Paul Selvin Award, named for a man who did so much to champion unions, collective organizing and bargaining, and of course, civil rights. These things we know are connected, and we feel their importance keenly in the wake of our recent strike. And thank you to the SAG members as well who joined the struggle. As well, in the view of recent events intended to unravel decades of progressive achievements and the very fabric of our democracy. Everyone in this room will know how hard it is to improve on the blank page. We're fortunate indeed to stand on the shoulders of Colson Whitehead, who a novel with a stature can be a double-edged sword, to screenwriters, and we thank him for entrusting us to adapt his Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. Thank you to the supportive and courageous teams at Plan B, Anonymous Content, David and Chadwick here, Louverture Films, Orion, MGM, Amazon, of course, for embracing the necessity of a radical vision. Thanks to the gifted actors who brought this script to life, Ethan Harisi, unbelievable, Brendan Wilson, unbelievable, Audrey Ellis-Taylor, quite cosmic, among them. And to the creative genius of our crew, not least Jomo Frey, our cinematographer, production designer, Nora Mendez, composers Alex Summers and Scott Alario, and our editors, Nicholas Mansour, editor, who helped forge this memorial cinematic experience. I hope it's memorial and a cinematic experience for you. I don't want to be presumptuous, but I think there's something to it that is quite memorial in cinema, you know. Okay, anyway. We want to also acknowledge the work of forensic anthropologist, Erin Kimmerly and her team. She's the one that, you know, made this 150-page report that is like a forensic account of like where the boys are buried and like the objects that came out of their pockets, like quite horrible things in a very scientifically rigorous document in which Coulson made a book. And then, of course, we're making a film. And to the epic courage of the survivors of the Dozier School for Boys in Florida who came forward to give witness. We all stand on their shoulders in refusing to erase American history. And I'll repeat it again, we all stand on their shoulders and refuse the erasure of American history. It's just like so sad that like needs to be said. It's just so sad, you know? It's unbelievable. We have been greatly encouraged by the voices of fellow writers, artists, and critics in championing the Nickel Boys across the country and beyond, and are mindful of the renewed assault on the arts, because this isn't new, people. It's just studiedly more evil. And we can believe that this is because the imagination is ultimately the most powerful form of resistance. And I want to repeat it again. The imagination is the most powerful form of resistance. Yeah. And this is when it gets good. All right. James Baldwin once said, responsibility cannot be lost. It can only be abdicated. If one refuses abdication, one begins again. So let's take courage from one another. Let us, as Dr. Martin Luther King insisted, embrace the task of building a world where hatred cannot take root. Let us allow love to orient us, to establish, as we aim to do with Nickel Boys, an ethical relationship between the people whose lives unfurl on screen and the viewer's life in support of human dignity. Let us step outside of the framing of categories that box us in. Let us insist on complexity, films that don't do the thinking for you, that ask the audience to do the thinking, and create ourselves as Baldwin radically proposed without finding it necessary to create an enemy. Let's conceive a new narrative. Yeah, let's conceive a new narrative. That's just me repeating it because that sounds really great. Thank you for seeing Nickel Boys and the work that went into it, for recognizing the importance of the story, the selfless love at the heart of it, and thank you for making us feel left alone. Thank you for the artists and the audiences that are embracing this experience. Thank you all very much.